Coming back to the body is always difficult, as it never quite fits right again after the first departure. They wonder what has drawn me to this, but I rarely confess my pursuits except in ways they will not understand. For who listening might even touch on the basest of the immaterial of these, or the nearest to earthbound of passages into the transcendental planes, unless they too have been there. The peaks, they are what makes this drudgery nearly worth it. This is where my interests find their center, and to the superior reality to which they belong will my spirit ever seek to return. The alchemical arts are all numinous, and they are numerous. Personal art seems to me a parallel imperative, the drive to self-expound. Transfigured, dripping with symbol, the words do not fit the page they've been given on which to stand. Stripped down, their meanings get misconstrued and point to false constructs, and I do not know what will become of them here. Let me write on the open sky. Let this shabby transport shed its costumed pretension. Let me compose a poem, unspeakable, these syncretic elucidations registering as truth in others through feeling, unmarred by errant interpretations, living in lexicons unpronounced, yet within them recognized. For this I do hope, but unhampered relation seems an elusive feat while ensnared inside this churning mind. I have seen in maddened epiphany how each possesses a kaleidoscopic whirlwind swirling upon the crown of the head, the porous veil of 1,000 bilocalities, the eye the zone, the furious arms incalculable tempting exits, hindered only by the flesh as my skin keeps my energy pinpointed and tied up in the upkeep of its delegated persona, though my soul proclaims to me it is wider than the breadth of this world. Am I so alone in my feeling? I might easily render this ego obsolete could I find a more suitable way to exist. Yet here I stand, accepting again the role the intangible muse yearns for. It is a work that has something to do with the continuation of an ongoing saga, with the keeping of a promise to an older version of the self that fought its own complacency to get to where it is. It has something to do with the crumpling up of precious paper that finally said what one had intended to say in order to begin what one cannot yet write. It has something to do with the lines between the lines, the metrics perpendicular to the three by which most of the world is surveyed and pronounced real or unreal. It is in the pen, awaiting the transduction of an unseen current. It is in the mouth, hanging open as though struck dumb to language when in foregoing the boundaries of the personal and the imaginal. One finds no words to describe the freedom to be had in such loss. Into the white blank I have groped, at times sullenly, my hands curling around the nothing, gripping the silence until it spoke with a fervor that surprised even me. Into the absence of sense, I have jumped without a chute to know for myself what it means to surrender. There is an immediacy and directness in this kind of knowledge one cannot glean from any book of someone else's wisdom. I have rounded the concentric outer rings of space as an alien beast, disembodied from any present recollections, whose own breathing was entwined with the cycles of the earth below. I have hung my spirit by a single thread dangled from my body as I spelunk the immense underworlds where the entire life of a being known as Chad was absolutely irrelevant. Some seem perplexed by my interest in my own derangement, but I'm only attempting to be true to what I am, testing whether this artistry I hold dear can uphold the rest of me that must follow my spirit in the incongruities ever present in the real world. It has something to do with the perfection of a life's work equaling the perfection of one's life. It has nothing to do with bringing in a respectable working wage. I will not allow this short time to be wasted on goals that I do not feel merit the intellectual energy they require to pursue. I am living my time the way I feel is right. To the end of my life, I will plot the unplotted path, and to the ends of the earth I will speak my truth, that others may know where to look to find their own. And as with life, so as with art, interchangeable as they can be to those moved in the practice of each, a patchwork built of frustration and hope, I will piece together this reflection until it glows, and those who do not understand me now will not understand me then when I lay down my pen and walk away, never turning back to apologize for living the very truth that I have written.